See, one thing y'all can say about me is I'm a man of the people. Understand that. I do this for y'all. I do this for y'all, man. But before we get started, no one, welcome back. Friday edition, primetime edition. Start your weekend off right with your boy, man. Yes, the cup matches the drink. What we drinking on tonight? Don't worry, ain't nothing crazy. Little triple cinnamon tea, cold tea. But I got the tea for you, man. I got the tea for you. Because here's what we gotta talk about. I'm looking at a whole bunch of y'all situations in terms of, the mid-season report cards. We gonna call them progress reports. We gonna talk about a whole lot because y'all was chatty today. Y'all was real chatty today, and I like it though because y'all just set the scene so perfectly. Like when we saw that Dallas versus New York Jets game and what a game it was, overtime thriller, and I told y'all. Actually, let me back that up. When we saw that Dallas versus New York Jets game today, overtime thriller, and I said in the chat, I said he gotta go down, he gotta score right now. He gotta get that coin toss and he gotta score right now and end the game. And that's what he did. But before that, what made this episode so pertinent tonight is that I see banter throughout the chat during the game where players in the NFC were a little surprised, a little taken aback, like a little unaware even that there was these catch animations that you could tweak. So I saw when Mark first said, "Yo, I didn't know you could do that," and then Mako quotes that with the exploding head emoji with the roof missing, and he didn't know. So it was like a whole group learning session. That's what I termed it earlier today. A whole group learning session for the NFC. So tonight, what we got for you, no Wellin, NFC progress reports, mid-season. All right, I'm looking at your situations. I'm looking at situations that, and here's the thing, man, I never miss a beat. I never miss a thing. And I'm just... Let's do this. Because it's only so much I can say. Oh, man. Hold on. Let me get back. Let me do this right, man. Look who I got with me, man. I do it for the league, man. Y'all can't say I'm do this for the league. Now, understand, first off, let me back up, man. Y'all know who I'm talking to right now? To the left of me, right now. Report live from, they must have just got back to headquarters. You see the background over there. AT&T Stadium. These ain't Will's Dallas Cowboys. This ain't Easy's Dallas Cowboys. Anybody's a Cowboys fan in the chat right now, this ain't y'all Cowboys. Y'all don't know these guys. But I know them. What you think I'm here for? So with no further ado, man, let me reintroduce, because y'all know, and y'all seen that boy put in work earlier. Let me reintroduce, man, the owner of the Nike Talk Dallas Cowboys, a fellow OG in the Nike Talk Man League. And guess what? He won MVPs back in the day, and now he back on y'all at 7-1. Talk of town right now. KenNY. And he won the Meadowlands too. So emphasize that NY at the end. KenNY, man. Hey, first off, one tip of the hat for you being on the show. Secondly, two tips of the hat for this amazing start, man. So I know you used to the press conferences. I'm gonna just let you cook for a minute. I got tea to sip. I'm listening.
Listen, man. First off, I appreciate you for having me here.
Yes, sir.
I also appreciate you for emphasizing the word OG.
Yes, sir.
I think that needs to be spoke about a little bit. I'm here to talk heavy.
Yes, sir.
Jerry Jones sent the private jet from Harlem. You see, I'm in Dallas right now, Fort Worth to be exact. There's denim on me about 30 pounds, so I'm really about to talk heavy. You know what I'm saying? We 7-1. Everyone's doubting me. It's a lot that needs to be addressed today.
Mm.
You know, I've been doing this for a minute, and I think people don't realize. You know, I was there in 2013, 2014,
Yeah,
slinging that ball.
slinging.
MVP Jay Cutler. Don't
Took
get
it from me. You're right. Yeah,
that's new. That's just a new tool for me. You feel me?
yeah.
But this is your show and your domain, so I'm gonna allow you to proceed and follow your lead on this.
Hey, look, man. This is look. I lead the horses to the well, but the guests are the ones that's gonna make them drink. So let's talk about it. Like you said, man, OG in the game. You was here from the jump of the true beginning of the Nike Talk League. And, I remember going back to, we played that first game, Carolina, Chicago. I remember the score. I remember everything about the game. I was all the way downstairs. We played on a Sunday night. It was like 11:45 at night. And I think one of us had to text the other one to, to set the game up. I won like 14-12. It was an ugly game considering we had the two, MVP level quarterbacks at the time. It was an ugly game. I won by 2, and that was the beginning. But we're here now, and currently with myself on injured reserve, I especially look to the fellow OGs to hold the fort down, and you're doing just that. So if you can, please speak on the evolution, man, from of yourself from the first time you was around to what made you want to come back, and now more importantly, you doing your thing on that conference, and we're looking at Dallas like we're looking at them in 92, 93, 95. So, yeah, what's up?
I'm trying to make it America's team again. But, the original Madden, a couple of seasons when I was running with Chicago, I was living in D.C. at the time. So it was a whole different KenNY, you know what I'm saying? So,
Yes, sir.
It's actually how I met Mikey. He came to the crib, watched me play Madden because I was the talk of the town.
Shout out, Mikey.
Yeah. But you and somebody else that I used to play against. That was like the original rivalries. That was really where league like that. It was fun.
Yeah.
We had some great games. I stole that MVP from Cam.
Man.
You always got the upper hand. You kind of prevented me from getting to that big game. So
yeah,
I always commended you for that. And you've been to recent, like, I still couldn't get over that hump against you. But life happens. So, take some time off, like Jordan, you gotta take some time off. You gotta go make some money moves.
Reevaluate.
And then I decided, what the game's been missing. It needed that energy back. I had to come back, and I missed the guys. You know what I'm saying? I missed the camaraderie of the league. And then when I came back, I think I got stuck with Detroit Lions or something. Somebody crazy.
I think so, yeah.
The very last pick of the draft, because I came in on last minute. I saw the post on Nike Talk, hit Manny like, yo, trying to come back. There was a spot for me, so I joined. I was rusty as hell. But I think that's why people sleep on me, because when I came back, they forgot that I was an OG.
Right.
They forgot that I was in the playoffs every year. They forgot that I was competing for that conference championship every year. So when I came back with Detroit, it was tough. I think we finished like 8-8 every season, maybe had like one losing season or something. But, we had Stafford slinging that rock a little bit. We had some playmakers. But it was hard to take me serious. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Next season, collusion draft, whatever you want to call it. It was time to switch up the game. You know what I'm saying? So I landed with Dallas, and the rest was really history. The narrative kind of changed and shifted. Like, I started running the ball a little more, controlling the clock. My pass game, I wasn't really reading the defense. I was still, a little rusty.
Right.
The narrative became, Kenny can't pass, only runs. Still couldn't stop me, though. You know what I'm saying? For the most part.
Yeah.
Now we're here now. I still can't be stopped. And I'm passing. And I'm leading the league in touchdowns with that.
Seen that. Mm-hmm.
I would have let it last year too. Actually, 2 seasons ago, they wanted to suspend me. But we're going to speak on that in a little bit too.
All right, cool. So, right.
They're getting real convenient.
Yeah, we got a lot to talk about. Man. We got a whole lot to talk about. So let's go to the game because like you said, I saw the a lot of the end of the game. I tuned into the game. It was 17-21. You were down, but you were in the red zone. And I'm seeing, Zeke went in for that go ahead touchdown. I saw Chris being down and heaving it deep. And I saw that pass interference because I was looking, I was like, I think he being you, I think he might got this one. And I saw that pass interference, which and Chris cold as ice knocked that field goal in. Credit to him. And right there in the chat, I said, Kenny gotta get this ball, and he gotta score first possession because I really don't know how it's going to go if he don't score immediately. So and you did, you
right there too. So
yeah, so you did because whatever happened with the defense, and me personally, I know people talking about the whole defensive thing and how the play flip and all that. Me personally, that's just why I just kind of just don't do too much in terms of adjustments. Like I get it, but at the same time, I'm a less is more type of guy, and it's for reasons like that because Coop was wide open. It was wide open, and I was like, dang. So beyond that, get to the post game screen, and I see what I ain't seen in quite a minute. And as a person who added and maybe even fueled the criticism of the passing game because I knew where it came from and I saw where it was at a certain point last cycle, I gotta say I saw that 403 yards, and I was 408, 405.
Yeah, I think it was 408.
408. Okay, 408. And I was like, hey, 73% in terms of completion rate. And I was like, this the guy I remember right here. And he's still running the ball. And when you win though, what people don't understand is in terms of the people that like really can create waves in this league, you're the most underrated person in that regard, I believe.
Appreciate that.
In terms of on the field and off the field, because now we're looking at you like you just beat Mark with the onside kick. You just beat Nico in his house, but he was the talk of the town.
Last episode, he was the big talk.
Yeah, and now you topped it, and you hit me too. Like you almost prophesied it. Like you hit me. You was like, "Hey, if I win this game against Chris, we going live. But until then, we focus."
Necessary, man.
Yeah, man. So I'm loving this
a little bit on today's game.
Mm-hmm.
So the first half of that game. Well, first of all, I'm on record saying like Chris, one of my favorite players in the league.
Mm-hmm. Likewise.
I think the way he plays the game is very admirable, and I learned a lot from watching him play over the years.
Yeah.
So playing against him, I really wanted to win this game. I felt like it was going to make a statement for me. And the first half, I came out focused. He was obviously trying to stop Zeke, and I expected that. I knew he was going to challenge me to throw the ball. The way he was playing his coverage, he was just leaving Amari open too often. You know what I mean? Like
mm-hmm.
The streaks were there, the slants were there, everything was open. Like, so I took advantage of that. I went up quick, like 14-0.
Right.
And then I started getting like notifications from the group me. And that shit started distracting me. I'm not gonna lie. I seen May say like something about a streak that like a route I was running or something. I'm just running go routes. You know me. It's real simple gameplay over here.
Mm-hmm.
But I felt like I had to defend myself because then I did that little playmaker, by mistake. I don't even want to say by mistake.
And even the throws of the game, you're in the heat of the battle.
Exactly.
That happens.
It was Madden instincts, flight or flight. I felt like I was Dak. I was running. I just seen Jarwin just standing there. I had to just, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't moving, so it happened. But that didn't affect the game. The most important thing is after the half, third quarter came, and I just lost focus. I kept checking the group me, mark on my head. I'm responding. Next thing you know, I look up, Chris scored 14 points. Like, I'm like, all right, dang, let me focus. But I got fans watching the game. I think I did like 1.2 million views on that game.
Easy.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody hit me. It was like, yo, stay focused. Like, this you right here. Stay focused. And so I tapped back in. My defense was on smash after that. And that's what's something that doesn't get spoken on either. My defense on smash for the last 2 years, for real. Top 5 defense.
That's safety. I see it. Fell victim to it a time or two.
You know, he comes down and plays the slot every now and then too. Like, we here, man.
Yeah.
But, you know, on that last drive by Chris, he kept running a similar route. Like, and I was trying to sit on it. And that's how I got the pass interference.
I saw that.
Pass interference, and I was in front of his receiver.
Mm-hmm.
Nuts, you know what I'm saying? Like, but you know, Madden gonna Madden. It goes both ways. I had a couple drop picks. It is what it is. I had to buckle down, stay focused. I let him get that little, you know, field goal, tie it up. Once I saw I got the ball in overtime, it was over, bro. I was focused. Usually I don't audible too much on offense, but, you know, I had to hop in my bag. And Amari was wide open.
Wide. I mean, yeah, like wide.
It was a great game. But I will say this. The game ended. I hit the chat with the good game, bro.
Right.
I ain't get no GG. I ain't get no like on the post. That's why I had to change my name to He. I just feel it. I just feel the little side talking, the hate that comes my way. Everyone got an excuse why I'm nice. I'm just nice, man.
So what you're saying is that they got excuses, but they ain't got the answers right now. Because I see you at 7-1.
I'm 7-1, and check who I be playing.
Exactly. Right. So let me look at your situation real quick, because you know I did a little homework before the game, and not only are you 7-1, but here you go, 38 points, not counting the day on offense, which is second in the league entering week 9. You got the second ranked running attack, not entering today's game, and then on defense entering today, you were 3rd overall, 4th against the pass, and 6th against the run.
And please look how many rush attempts I have.
Oh yeah, and I saw it. And Zeke is averaging 8.5 a carry. I mean, like you said, Dak is playing phenomenal.
I'm executing, man.
Yeah, to the highest of the ability, and you lead in division, more importantly. So,
because it's been hard for me to get over that hump and guess mark. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, and what I see with you and Mark is kind of like, almost kind of like, you and Mark is like me and David. And he kept winning. And you might not have more wins than Mark, but I feel like when you do get your wins, like this last one, it propels you to something greater. Like when I beat David in the NFC Championship, I think this is the last cycle before you rejoin. Or maybe you were Detroit that year. When I beat him for that NFC Championship, that was after a cycle full of losses by at his hands that I suffered, and I had beat him like one other time that cycle, and that was to actually make the playoffs. And we played again like 2 weeks later. He won, and it just kept on being like that hurdle that I couldn't really get over in terms of getting back to who I was. And when you beat Mark, I was like, okay, he got a shot in this NFC now. Because I'm not gonna lie, at first I'm looking at it like, I seen this last year. He won the NFC East. He got the bye week. Somebody, whether it was me or whoever, kind of came in and did their thing. But it's different now. I see the focus.
I'm focused. And you mentioned Ty. I think he's in first place right now. But
yeah,
he hasn't played anybody. And he doesn't play anybody till week 15.
Right. Now about that, we just set the table real quick, because yes, I was looking at that and I was like, oh, we're gonna have some good stuff coming down the end of this season. So right now, like you said, Atlanta is undefeated, first place. They got the only bye week. You number 2. Nako is 3 right now. I think he's in the game at the moment, but entering week 9, Mark is number 4. Mark Washington. Mark Bucks is number 5. C's not defending world champ, but world champion in cycle, number 6. And then you got Brandon Rams, number 7. So,
and I played all of them, I think, in the final weeks.
Yeah, like your last 3 was crazy from what I remember. I think it was. Let me go back to Dallas real quick, and I just want to know, like, while I'm sitting here pulling this up, like, how you feeling about the rest of this NFC right now? Like, is it your conference to lose? You in the driver's seat? What's up?
Yeah, it's my conference, man. They tried to suspend Zach. I mean, they suspended Dak for 2 games, but we got Bills up next. We got Rams with no Dak, but we drafted a rookie last year, and he's ready. He's been getting his reps. He goes by the name of Freemason. He's been getting his reps in. He's ready. Dak could use a little break. It is what it is. After that, I think I got Eagles, Seahawks. Those are wins. Eagles, again, that's a win.
Yeah.
My last 3 games, I go up against C's, Ty, and Will.
All at home. You all at Texas, or the Jerry World, all 3 of them.
Seats sold out.
Oh, yeah. Save me a seat.
So C's, he's a good competitor. He's beaten me before in the past. I've beaten him. His scheme's a little crazy sometimes. A lot of the rub route, all that motion and all that shit he be doing.
Mm-hmm.
Here this year, like, our defense really is unbeatable. That's really what it is. I mean, if you look at who we played so far, I think Awuzie has shut down every number 1 receiver in the league. I think Slayton was leading the league with like the most receptions and yards. Both games, I held him under 70 yards. Terry McLaurin, it was a no-show against Mark. Chris had Hopkins and Mims. They ain't really do much. Hopkins definitely ain't do anything. Yeah, man. Nako was leading the league in rushing before he played me.
Right, I noticed that.
By a lot, too. And Zeke put up 250. I think Aaron Jones had 70 yards. So we focus. I think, people need to pay attention to what's going on out here. These agendas, these narratives, I'm not with it, man. I'm here to show and prove, and I've been doing that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I think what the turning point, besides beating Mark, what really put you back on the map in terms of like everybody else, and now you getting chat live reactions, which we get to in a second, but that's 69-8.
I could have scored 100. Let's be real though. I could have scored 100 points. I scored 55 points in the first half. The second half, the third quarter, I think I started, cooling a little bit. Scored here and he threw like 10 picks. My defense for real, man. The fourth quarter, I took everybody out. The first play, Freemason did an option, ran 70 yards. Like I'm here, man. Like, I need to play Mark every game or I'm going to just win this whole thing, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at who am I playing? Look at
so let's go down the rest of your schedule. I got it right here. So come off that, you stay in that New York area. You go to play Buffalo. Then you got Rams. You got Brandon at home. You got Eagles at Seahawks versus Eagles. At Eagles, and then you got C's, Ty, Will all at home. So I asked Mark earlier, and he was saying, we're probably going to take about, roughly 12. He thinks 12 wins or so in order for him to keep that NFC East crown. How you feeling? Like, you 7-1. When I looked at this, my first instinct was over the second half of your season, I thought, let's see, 1, 3. I don't see potentially losing until the Rams game could be a hiccup, but I don't see. Besides that, I don't see like a true danger game until those last 3. So I think he was about right when you said 12 wins. Whoever gets to 12, maybe 13. We'll say 13 because the tiebreakers is going to take that division.
So the only hiccups I honestly see, I mean, we're gonna go up to Buffalo. It's Big Griselda, but that's a dub. Rams, I beat him multiple times. I think he got one on me. I still don't do that.
Right.
It's part of the agenda. I always get suspended after a big win. Amari got suspended 4 games 2 seasons ago. 3 games after the infraction.
Hold on. What did he do?
I have 5 touchdowns in 3 quarters. But that's regular. That's regular. Everyone doing that now.
It's standard protocol.
You know what I'm saying? And no one gets suspended. I had 5 touchdowns in 3 quarters. Matter of fact, I know C's probably watching, so it was 3 quarters and 8 seconds because it went to the first 8 seconds of the 4th quarter. I was on the 1-yard line and I threw it to Amari. That happened in maybe week 12? I'm in a deep playoff race. 4 games left. Amari Cooper suspended for 4 games. How convenient. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a lot of narratives and agendas that have been taking place against me, man. And I feel unappreciated.
Now, why do you, as far as the narratives, why do you think that is? Because, like you said, this ain't the first time, it's the first rodeo. And
listen, you see how I look? I'm the boss down. That's why, man. They don't want to see me win. Not when I'm talking about it. They want me to be quiet. It's only a few names that get to talk in that chat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If anybody else starts talking, you suspended. Crazy. It's crazy. I might call a Madden chat players union or something. You know what I mean? Like, because this is getting ridiculous. You see how Donovan Mitchell said, this is ridiculous.
Oh, yeah, I seen that, yeah.
That's what this is. Because what's going to really happen, I'm going to win these next 2 games. I'm probably going to feed Zeke a lot, because Zeke will probably get suspended. But what do you want me to do?
Win by any means, that's all you can.
You know what I mean? Like, now they got rules. I got to run with my backups 8 times. And like,
man,
every time I start winning, the rules change.
And see, that's what I was going to ask you about, because now it's funny because like when you win it and you knowing from the beginning to where we are now, the league, firsthand, like first and second hand, when you win, it's like you're on a different plane of criticism, right? Because also, which neither of us mentioned to this point, they was talking about Dallas got the extra boost in the game. Like how Seattle used to have the extra boost in the game. I mean,
but we could ask John Madden. I got no boost, no nothing. When I was losing, I was just trash. When I'm winning, now there's a boost.
It's funny how it changed, right? Yeah, I want to see if he's great.
Ain't no abilities, ain't nothing.
Nothing.
Out here doing Michael Phelps swim moves on the D-line, getting sacked in 2 seconds. I run the ball. I don't do no. You got people like Dave doing the robot like it's 1988, stopping and going on. These dudes know the new exploit the day after it come out. You know what I'm saying? Like, it should be tears to how, like, what these levels are. Like, yeah, Mays and Dave, they win a lot, but it's a little suspect. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, we know I'm the best pickup and play. I just play the game. Let the Madden instincts take over. If I knew the exploits, if I knew all the X's and O's like everyone else,
yeah,
I didn't think we would be playing this league anymore. I'd be sitting somewhere with my feet up like Reggie for real. Like, it's just levels, man. And it's like, as somebody that lives this Madden game and has lived it for years and has done it the right way.
Yeah.
Right way. To not get the respect he deserves, it's a travesty. It's a travesty.
It's a hard climb getting to that level of respect. And I want to ask you this though. speaking of respect and Madden and everything that's going on in the state of Texas, right? As far as Madden's concerned, not too far from Dallas is Houston, where Mikey is residing right now. What you think of this whole thing with the D line and all that happened earlier this week?
First of all, I hope I see Mikey in the Super Bowl. I owe him one.
Who wins?
Say that again.
Who wins if y'all playing the Super Bowl?
Oh, that's without a. Come on. You know what I'm saying? I get it. He's going through a rebrand and all that, but you know, we see why Deshaun won out of there. You know what I'm saying? You know, he got to get over that maze hump the way I got over Mark Pauls. You know what I mean? So, but he's a great competitor. You know, after I put him on that Summer Jam screen introducing him to the league, he never was quite the same. Arguably, I wasn't the same that year.
True indeed.
But I got that win over him. You know? So he knows what it is. I hope he runs through the AFC. You know, he's on fire right now. I wouldn't mind a little Texas Super Bowl. It sounds like it's meant to be, you know?
Man, I could tell you this. I got a sub series to know Wellin coming very soon.
Okay.
And if you and him make the Super Bowl against each other, I'm gonna go on a limb and say this. That would be the most watched non-game in Nike Talk history.
It would have to be.
In Nike Talk history, it would be the most non-gridiron affair the league has ever seen. But I'm gonna keep that.
There's real history there.
Yeah, real history, and I'm gonna keep it under wraps just for a bit because I got the premiere of that hopefully coming soon, pending 2 agreements. I know I have one for sure. I'm gonna find out about the other one real soon, as in this weekend. But yeah, I mean, it's like you hear, you have, I think for the most part, or maybe even just across the board, exceeded expectations, and now you're back on this plane. So, what? I mean, it's not too much left to ask you. In fact, you can just take it from here. I just want to listen. Like, what more can we expect, man, in terms of Dallas in this cycle?
You can expect more wins. That's a fact. That's, you know, unquestionable. But we need to, you know, highlight my team building as well.
Okay.
You know, it's more than just having the Cowboys, because when the season started, I think the Cowboys were like the 5th or 6th best ranked team. We all got the same free agency. We all got the same cap. Matter of fact, I didn't have any cap when it started. Dallas didn't really have any cap. We found a way to sign the right players. We progressed the right players through training. You know, I saw Nako complaining about CD Lamb running over him. This is what, 3rd year in the league? CD Lamb, 2nd year? We grinded for this.
You did mention that. Yeah, you did.
It's hard work. We in the lab. You know what I'm saying? So you can expect more wins. I'm going to shock some people over these next 2 games. You know, they think, you know, not playing with Dak's going to hold me back. Dak's chilling. He need to rest up anyway.
So shoulder. So arm.
We're just going to do what we do. We're going to play defense first and foremost.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to control the clock and be tactical. Look at my interception rate. That number is crazy low for me. Like,
yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I was like, well, he only threw in the week 9 interceptions. I was like, I seen the rating was like 109 or 104, whatever it was. It was 100 something. And I was like, okay, like I'm liking this. I'm liking this, man. So
fired. That's all it was.
Yeah, just get back in your bag.
You know what I'm saying? So we in my bag. Everybody need to just get out my bag now. You know what I'm saying?
I feel it. Like I think like this, and you'll appreciate this coming in terms of music. Like if Drake could do what you did, because truthfully, I wasn't really feeling that. I mean, the freestyle was solid. It was solid. It wasn't like groundbreaking. it was cool. It was okay, you know. But the other two songs, they're okay. It's just okay. Like it's like uninspired. Right? If he got his back or you getting your bag, yeah. Like if he was in that, like you and yours right now, I'd be able to appreciate it more. It's cool, but it's not like I'm gonna listen to it next week. And a lot of these players, it's like you know they might be hot for a second or for like part of a season, but they're not really gonna be there when it's week 16, week 17. So let me ask you this: who you think? We say top 10 is too much. 10 is getting too much credit. We talking about the elite of the elite right now. We talking 7-1 because that's what you are.
That's a fact.
Who are the top 5 players right now in your eyes? Now, and it ain't got to be based on the season, but active players for one. But just in terms of the whole shebang, like abilities, the intellect, all that.
So I'll do it for my entire Madden history, not just
Okay.
So I got to throw Mays in there. He got the accolades, the wins, and he's beating me twice, like beating me badly.
Yeah.
But I haven't played him enough to really figure out how to truly play him.
Mm-hmm.
Dave, I think he's very solid. I do think he's beatable though.
Yeah.
I'm still throwing Chris in there. I'm gonna throw Mark in there.
Mm-hmm.
And the worst Madden loss I've ever taken was from Reggie. Like that was the only time in my history of playing the game of my like living on Earth that I was like, you know, I really don't stand a chance. It was just tactical the way he was beating me. Like I didn't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad he retired. You know, so now it's my league.
Hey, listen, man. Listen, I tell you this, everybody viewing. We didn't go over this pregame. Now I know y'all saying he wearing a cowboy hat. He wearing a cowboy hat. We didn't script this. All Kenny told me was if he beat Chris, he was going to be on the show. I said I got room because I always got room for OG. However, I say that to say this. Going back to the conversation, I ain't in there.
Say what?
I heard Mays. No argument. Mays, David, Reggie, and Chris. No argument. Actually, Mays, Dave, and Reggie. No argument. But
so I started off saying I had admiration for Chris's game. So I had to throw Chris.
Mm-hmm.
If I put myself at number 6. But I think me and you might be a 6B.
Oh man, if I want to come back from Madden 22 before, man,
I hope you come back. I do because they got the Panthers looking ridiculous, my man.
Man, I'm not enjoying that. Like I'm looking at the situations, Kenny. I'm looking at the situations and I'm seeing in the when the scores come in, 5 points. 5?
First you had cheater of the year. He was on the show cheating
Heavily with my players, with my squad, with the players that when it all goes down in history are going to be linked to me. I built them, and I could not play, and cheating ensues. I damn near had to pay Mark to win that NFC Championship. I'm indebted forever for that. But proceed.
Like I could probably swap you for Reggie just because Reggie's not playing now either. But that loss he gave me was bad. And I think our games that we played against each other to me felt so like evenly matched.
Mm-hmm.
Like I put myself on that same level as you. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard to put you in that top 3.
I do respect. I respect it though. Like
I no respect. It's just it's hard not to put that those top 3 play like the Mays and Dave. They got the chips.
True indeed. I mean, I done everything here except for that one thing. So as much as I hate it, right? Yeah.
So I've only got to a conference championship. So
speaking of, we gotta talk about because the root of this show is in history. Yes, currency counts, but the history. And out of my favorite opponents, I feel like I always forget to mention you, especially when we talk in the beginning when it was in the NFC. Me, you, Flash, Mark, mixtape, Jose. You know, like we all done had Jesus even. We all done had some sort of interactions and battles, and I can truly say, no Wellin, that some of my craziest games and probable wins have come against you.
We're talking Hail Mary tip passes.
You see, remember that? Yeah.
Made me lead the league for real after that.
it was the you had like so many games going back to I don't even know if you remember this, but before the season or before the very first cycle even started, we was playing the scrimmage games. And you know, one game, a little sparring game between the two of us, it got out of hand. It was like 49-14, it was like 42-14. You know, and I was like, and this is back when Manny had introduced me to like making a highlight tape. So I was like, let me test my abilities, right? And unfortunately, I apologize. You know, it's 6.5 years later, but I apologize because I put that highlight tape up there, and I don't know if you remember at the end with that. I've been taking music, and so I was getting like one of 7 interceptions, and he was like, oh no, like I think he said something like, you would never beat me again, and even though it's been the other way around, and you ain't never beat me. You know, ever since then though, you came with the smoke the fire every single time we played, and we had, like is the game I mentioned to Mikey, the game where he was up, and then situations happened with the connection, and we had to run it back, and it just went. My favorite that second time was that I don't know if you remember this one. You got a pick six one. I think the season we played in the NFC Championship. Like, you got a pick six to go up 45-35 with like 2 minutes left. You was at home, Chicago versus Carolina. You was at home, and you was like, this was like the year. I remember in the chat, Manny was like, "Well, I get the ball back. I go downfield. Now I had to throw for like 500 yards to win this game, but I go down. I managed to stop you on the 3-and-out. I get the ball back and I go down for the touchdown and win and squeak by you again. And then in the playoffs with that crazy desperation throw, my man was like quadruple team, and somehow he came down with it. And even I was like, okay,
that was point, I was like, this is my rival right here. So he's gonna get that W. Like, it just happens. It just happens like that. But I think those battles are why we both kind of don't mention each other, because it's like it's so ingrained in just our memory.
Yeah.
Kind of just don't forget about it. Like,
yeah.
I ain't mean to slight you.
It's all good. I mean, like I don't see it as a slight, because truthfully, I think Reggie, Mays, David, those three, like I gotta find a way to beat them three. Anybody else, you look at the history, I feel good against. I put my resume, my accomplishments against anybody. Rings included. They can include the rings in the conversation. I'm putting my whole body of work against anybody. But in terms of just, am I better or am I not? Them three give me the most questions to ask myself in terms of, am I better? But I think rings will a ring at least will help settle that. So I gotta come back, and I'm gonna be coming back until I win the ring. And if I don't, then so be it. It ain't gonna be a case of I just left it, I couldn't get it done. Like, no, like I'd be 0-24 in the Super Bowl, and that's for all y'all hearing this too. I'd be 0-24, 54 before y'all ever say, he quick seen win the ring. But back to you. Let me ask you this. No Wellin segment. I ask a few questions, and you can determine whether or not if it's truthful or if it's a case of somebody serving the old Wellington. So, with that being said, question number 1. This version of Ken, it's 7-1 Dallas Cowboys right now. If I was playing, this would be the year that you beat me. and advance beyond in the playoffs.
Yeah, bro.
Think so. Think so.
This year, man. I think I'm just seeing the field differently right now.
I can attest to that because like last year, one of my biggest things in terms of like why I felt like you couldn't really get there and why I felt comfortable playing you when we did meet those like 2 times we played last cycle was like I knew if like dudes was starving.
It was gonna be a struggle for me.
Yeah, like if it wasn't Zeke, if it wasn't tight end, or maybe like your wide receiver one, everybody else was in caloric deficits. If we talking about targets, receptions, yardage, like, and I knew that, and I knew various play calls that were coming. Like you had the, I don't think I'm spoiling enough in here, so I was going ahead and say it because I feel you adapted, you didn't grow. You had the out the pistol that 3 vertical, that triple vertical, right? And boy, I used to sit on that joke so bad with this middle route. I was like, I know he's going right there. I'm gonna bait him over here, and I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna grab that interception. But
I was still, dusting the rust off last year a little bit. I was trying to get in my groove.
True indeed.
But this season, it's like I just got tired of the talking, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, like, I know what I'm capable of on that field. So it really was just seeing the field, seeing the defense, not making mistakes. And I do appreciate your playing style. That's one thing. That answer I gave about the top 5 was kind of political. To be honest, like, there's people that I think play better and got different and better schemes.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to argue against accolades.
True. Yeah. And the conversation will always, like I told people, like, I have no problem discussing the whole Super Bowl thing because I know it's part of the game. And but I've always said I might not have top 3 resume, even though I've been the first to do many things here. I might not have top 3 resume at this point because of the lack of rings, but in terms of the ability to when I grab the controller, do I win? Do I lose? I feel like that's where it's like I'm right there. I put myself against anybody.
And to me, it's about who are you having a good game against? Like, are you enjoying yourself?
Yeah.
Like, is it a chess match? Are y'all battling? Like, there's dudes that just throw it deep. There's dudes that just, everyone got their little scheme and go to that they go, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you could really drive down the field and run and pass and you're doing multiple things, I appreciate that more. So
same.
There's some players, they got the accolades, and that might come with the respect. But when you're watching the game, who's tuning in? Like,
wow, who's really watching?
Who want to see that?
Like, all right. So let me ask you this: Wellin or now?
The answer was you said what?
Oh no, the first one you said you said it was it was true because you said you would beat me if I was around. So question number 2, Wellin or now? Dak Prescott will win the MVP this season.
He will not.
He will not. Why do you think that is? Running backs getting crazy carries?
Because they suspended him. They're trying to hold him back.
Forgot about that.
He was going to win MVP. And if I won the MVP with Dak after all these narratives,
right,
I would say, like, it would change the landscape of the league, man. The Legion of Doom, they had to suspend him.
Mm-hmm.
Especially after I beat one of their members. First offense, it was an honest mistake, didn't impact the game. I get it though.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna eat that.
Hey, they said when the level increases, so does the bar of all that, like of the expectations, of the penalties, even the repercussions.
Some.
All right, so last but not least, the NFC will run through Dallas in terms of seeding, and when the smoke is clear in the NFC, it'll be you in that Super Bowl this season.
So I think I'm going to make the Super Bowl.
Okay.
getting the first seed, I'm not sure yet.
Okay.
Mark's schedule is kind of like, so I could see him potentially winning out. He got a few buys. He played Giants, Bills. Like, he got a light schedule, and I got to go up against the powerhouses of the NFC.
Yeah.
You know, just like last season, I should have had, I think, the 5th seed or 6th seed, but I ended up with the 7th. That kind of messed me up in the playoffs as well, because I would have made it to the conference championship last year if I had one better seed.
I feel that pain. Know what you mean?
So I think, you know, I'm either going to end up 1st or 2nd. It depends how Mark finishes out. He's 1 game behind me, but he got a light schedule, so we'll see. But I'm going to get to that Super Bowl.
Y'all hear it. Mark, C's, Ty, Nico, Brandon, Mark, Buccaneers. Man is spoken.
Yeah.
I feel like
come on. we got Nago figured out. I exposed that last week.
And I told him to be on the alert for that. I told him, I said, it's cool in week 2, it's cool in week 8, it's cool in week 10, but when you play, that NFC North has always been a shaky division. And when you go outside of that, it gets a little troubling.
And I'm a nice guy, man. But, you know, they want me to be the villain. So,
so here we are, right?
This is LeBron with the mask right now. You know what I'm saying? 61 points.
Easy.
What's up? Super Bowl, we coming.
I'm gonna say this.
And we bring the trophy back to Harlem.
Ooh. Regardless of who on the other side.
We taking it. And Jerry Jones, I'm gonna have him in front of the Apollo, drinking some Henny. Like, wait for that video to come out.
Man, I'm gonna say this right now. That was impressive. These last 3 games have been impressive. I'm tuning it real closely because I feel like you can. And the NFC don't get enough credit because the NFC has quality players. If somehow, I feel like if you don't avoid Mark, if your path does not involve Mark, your chances go from here to here.
I'm in the Super Bowl. Like, if I don't avoid Mark, I'm in the Super Bowl. Like,
man.
From previous experience, C's would be my toughest matchup.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I respect how he runs his offense, but his team can't compete with mine. That's just really what it is. Like, I really built the Monstars over here.
What about the young man in Atlanta, though?
Nah, bro. Nah, we're not good.
Oh, man.
Nah, he's nice. He's nice. But he be doing some, I said it in the chat, he be doing some freaky stuff on defense, man.
he made that D-line kind of hot in recent years, yeah.
And his corners, they be 20 yards up the field, but then still be pressing somehow. Like, it's a lot going on, man. Mm-hmm. But, you know, I let them see it. I let them call it. I just play the game and get suspended. You know what I mean?
Check this out. You ain't never suspended here. You can come on here whenever you want. And as a token of that, the floor is yours. We can enter your note. I'm down to hear whatever. The league gonna hear whatever. And the floor is yours. 7-1. KenNY, man.
Respectfully, I think I said my case here. You know, you see we live in AT&T Stadium. We got the good lighting. We got the good hat, the good denim. We here, man. We worked hard for this. I'm tired of the hate. I'm just tired of it. I know you're tired of hating me too. I can see it. I can feel it when y'all tight. So just love me, man. Come on to the winning team. KenNY, baby. You already know.
One more thing I'm gonna say about it. With pinstripes, and you know this, being in NY, and a lot of people know this in the chat. With pinstripes come championships.
You hear me?
The man sending the message, y'all.
6 blocks away, you heard?
The man sending the message, man. And listen, as we get out of here, man, no Wellin. And if I ain't told you, he told you. I'm going to show you. He wants to smoke. He wants to smoke.
I'm here.
You got it or nah? You see it, and you see me right here. We be back. I ain't forget about that. That progress report is coming, but I had to make way for OG. He did the rest. And if y'all don't tighten up from what I'm hearing, he gonna keep on doing it all the way to the Lombardi. But I'm not even going to stop him at this point. That's on y'all now. But y'all heard him right here. KenNY. One more time, man. Appreciate you joining.
You already know, bro. We here.
Everybody else, man. Get your game right. Get your game right.
It's too late for that.
And it's too late for something. It's too late for it. I'll be watching y'all. I'll keep my own dollars too. But I'll be watching the rest of y'all. Because when y'all see this, if this will get your game right, I don't know what's going to get your game right. And I'm not going to bring it to you, but my man emphasized it. He drove the nail home. Now, what you going to do about it? He got 8 more games. So do you. It's week 9. We halfway through, man. No Wellin. And if you don't like it, come on the platform. Talk about it. It's open to anybody. Anyone. But I'm going to let y'all think about what the man just told y'all. Because he's coming correct. Y'all ruminate on that for a little bit. And I'm going to holler at y'all Sunday with some more action. Progress reports. NFC, AFC. We're going to talk about that. Might even have another guest on here. But until then, I hope in the lab. You got to be in the lab, man. Y'all have a great weekend. KenNY, you too.
Peace.
And we see y'all real soon. No Wellin. Why I sent me out.